It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. We'll watch the Charlotte Hornets in this one as they go up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And for Oklahoma City, you look at how this roster is constructed, the types of plays they run. They're looking to match up well against every style of opponent, and tonight will be a great test of that. In Oklahoma City last season, they signed Westbrook to an extension, bring in George and Melo. Shaq, they really went for it.
Yeah, the trades helped convince Westbrook to sign that beautiful deal of 200+ bazillion. Franchise show Westbrook, we are committed to winning, buddy.
Yes, they took a risk. And George only had 1 year left on his contract. And the deal, to make it out of the West, sometimes you have to take those risks.
And that'll wrap it up as we take you courtside. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't possibly tell you how much it means.
MyCareer Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The city of Charlotte, North Carolina is the setting for our broadcast tonight. And isn't the view magnificent? Hello and thanks for joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting presentation of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brett Berry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. It's getting noisy here in Charlotte for this Hornets home game. Some incredible athletes in this one, Brent. Defensively, what does it take to stay in front of somebody who's got that kind of explosive ability?
For me, a small prayer. For other guys, it's knowing time, space, distance to make sure that you can collect anybody's first move. As you know, Kevin, you can't be thinking out there. If you're caught thinking, especially defensively, you get to read the back of the jersey of the guy you're guarding quite often. Can't happen here tonight.
And it can take your mind off of the other things you've got to do.
Well, yeah, that, and then you're always using one key phrase, which coaches talk about in practice. Yeah. Help.
Oh, yeah.
I need help.
Now the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The forwards, George and Grant. Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. And it's Adams in at the 5 spot. And here is Kid Gilchrist following Russell Westbrook's 3. Williams kicks to Zeller. Here's Kid Gilchrist. That shot misses. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Westbrook against Walker. Back to Westbrook. Shoots over Walker. Westbrook, no good. A slow start for Charlotte in this one. It's a 5-point game. And Russell Westbrook, he is a standard bearer for the Jordan brand with his own signature shoe, Greg. Few players have ever been as competitive as Michael Jordan, but I think Westbrook may be in that conversation.
No doubt about it. The similarities don't end there. The surreal athleticism, the will to dominate, and that fight, finding grudges to motivate them to their highest level. I think there's a kinship in how MJ and Russ approach the game.
Now, here is George. Michael Kid Gilchrist unable to get his shot to go. George passes to Adams. 2 on the clock. Tries it from the top of the key. Another miss by Westbrook.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Westbrook against Walker. Williams dishes to Kid Gilchrist. Picked by Williams. Ted Gilchrist with it. Now defended by Grant. Count the basket.
I give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
Westbrook kicks to Roberson. In the corner, George with it. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Hornets trail by 3. Williams has a screen for Walker. Williams a screen. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Shoots over Grant. Kid Gilchrist, no luck. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's the Thunder leading by 3. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And for the Thunder guys, what stands out to you so far?
I mean, through that first quarter, to me, it's all about their deep.
There's a lot of ways to build a lead. This one's built on stops.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for Oklahoma City right now, we've got Felton. Noel is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Abrines at the 3 spot. The Thunder leading by 3. Patrick Patterson, a veteran forward out of Kentucky, had some of his best years, Brent, playing with the Toronto Raptors.
He's a real difference maker for them, coming off the bench and being able to stretch out offensive possession.
It's good.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, quickly approaching this year's All-Star break. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Milwaukee Bucks as they go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, for Minnesota, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece.
Shout out to everybody in the stream.
Well, the All-Star rosters have been announced, and it looks like AI has a date in February, Shaq. He beat out some established talents for that honor.
I've heard no complaints about AI being on the roster. He's being rewarded for his play. But again, where's he from?
I don't know where the guy's from. I just can't remember, Shaq, but he's developed at a breakneck pace, whatever that means.
It means at a real rapid pace.
Nah, I just
At
wanted to check
break,
and see if you-
breakneck speed.
I get
Like,
it.
if you go that fast, you're gonna break your neck.
I said it. I was just seeing if you guys understood it. But I think he could be a 10 to 11-time All-Star when he's all done.
I think he could be a 12-time All-Star.
Wow, 10
What
plus
about
2.
you?
I wonder if he's a break dancer.
Ah, you're breaking me up.
I think it's time for a break.
Yes.
I say we put the brakes on this segment.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going all the way to 99. I'll probably go to 95 and make me another player. This build is nice, but my ball handling is low. Oh. I dribble sometimes.
Yeah, you got this.
Before I made another shot, I'm gonna try this out, see how it works.
Timberwolves continue their journey as they play an interconference matchup in this road game. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on. And as things get.
Hey, Kevin. Well,
David, thank you. From G League player to All-Star in short time.
And how lucky is this team to have a player like AI on it?
Now we're about halfway through the season outdoors. It's no longer new. The playoffs are still a ways away. Seems like a time when players can start to lose focus.
No doubt, Kevin. You have that sense that maybe the All-Star break is coming or going, and you still have that fight you've got to get through the February, March doldrums. But this is why coaches always talk about, let's play in the moment. Let's not worry about the results, what you can do every day, each moment. When you can do those kinds of things and just lock in on small tasks, then you've got a team that can contend.
Good coaches always seem to steer their teams in the right direction at this time of the year. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, they've got AI. And got it! Another basket.
Once again, he's hit the 40 mark as he has been nothing short of stellar all season long.
And now he has moved into third all-time for most 40-point games in a single season.
Well, Jordan was able to put up 40 points an incredible 37 times back in '87. But that mark has been passed. What a special year.
Listen, we know he's been working on that long-range game, but Bledsoe's explosiveness inside may still be his bread and butter.
Defensive rebound, right side, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Bledsoe kicks to Antetokounmpo. And so just over a minute and a half played. Shots good by Bledsoe.
Now he'll take on all comers. Bledsoe loves to challenge the defense on the interior.
Pass to Durant. The Timberwolves get it back in a new 24. Right side a screen. From deep. And good. The three-point shot good from AI. AI's got 5 points so far.
This shot comes
Well, the All-Star roster has been announced, and AI will be busy come All-Star weekend. Nice to see him get the recognition.
And I don't think anyone can say that AI doesn't deserve to be an All-Star. I mean, with what he does for this team and the level of play he's held this year, it seemed like an All-Star nod was just a foregone conclusion.
Boy, what wonderful vision. Kevin Durant with a picture-perfect pass. Woo-hoo!
The shot by Middleton, wide open. And the three off target. Minnesota leading by 7. AI passes to Butler. And some very quick points for him on that possession.
Well, and just another thing to like about Jimmy Butler, the development of the catch-and-shoot game.
Antetokounmpo gets to Ilyasova. Back to Antetokounmpo. A three. Bledsoe hits the three-point bomb. Bledsoe's got his third basket of the night.
Well, you can see he's feeling it right now. Shots dropping from all over the place this quarter.
Lets it go from the wing. A nice shot by AI.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Bledsoe with him. AI picks him up. Pass to Ilyasova. And stolen by Butler. A wide open look for Durant. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray. And Jimmy Butler, something of a quirky character, has a ritual whenever he's at a grocery store of paying the person's bill behind him. Doesn't care if it's 99 cents or 2,000.
And now a chance to honor a player who has been on fire recently. His play has earned him Player of the Week in the West.
And what can you say about how huge he has been for this offense? Everything he's done, from the scoring, the shooting, the playmaking, you take him out of the lineup, and there's no telling just how different this team will.
From deep three-point range, and AI gets it to go on the assist by Durant.
Boy, what a quarter for this guy. Just give him the basketball and get out of the way.
Bledsoe passes to Antetokounmpo. They get a hand on it. And here we go. AI heading to the hoop. The shot by Butler. Nobody around.
Nice.
And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooting.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. Bledsoe kicks to Middleton. Back to Bledsoe. Just 5 to shoot. They need this. Rebound, Minnesota. Towns has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Passes it to Whiteside. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
Timeout called, the Bucks. And Doris, the Wolves, a lot of promise, but how do they deliver?
I think Tom Thibodeau says it best, Kevin. It's the little things. The magic is actually in the work you put in every day. No shortcuts, no easy way out. There's a price to be paid for winning in the NBA.
So both teams making some changes here. And now we go to the 2K leaderboard. What a season it's been for these teams on the offensive glass. Fifth best, the Bucks.
You know what? Sometimes their missed shots are their best offense. I mean, they attack the glass relentlessly, and those extra possessions can determine the outcome on a lot of nights.
And here is Mozgov. He's coming off a 13-point game against Phoenix. To the left wing. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. And the Bucks miss again.
Nice timing to get up on that shot.
Boy, you can't ask for better defense, Greg. Excellent work getting right into the grill of the shooter.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Now, here's Maker, defended by Booker. Maker with a screen for Ennis. Down low, and Mozgov throws it down.
Well, Mozgov's such a big body that when he goes up for a dunk, you have to think twice about trying to get in the way.
Outside Towns, Durant in the corner. Towns trying to get open, and it's Durant, that time on the assist by Towns.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
The pass to Ennis. And Bledsoe has it in the corner. Here's the screen. Rebound, Minnesota.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the 2-man game creates a terrific look.
Well, he simply misfired. You've got to capitalize when the screen opens up wide open shots like that.
Rogic kicks to AI. Here's Durant. Mozgov with the block.
Well, the strength and the length of Mozgov make him such a force defensively. That led to that block.
DiVincenzo. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. 1:51 left in the first quarter of the game. AI outside. Here's Bledsoe. That one, no good. So Minnesota will take it the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
And that can happen on the road. You can get a little bit tight, and often it really shows itself at the free throw line.
It certainly appeared that they let the crowd get to them a little bit. Looked like they were rushing their foul shots, and that can't happen. You've got to lock in.
Maker with a screen for Ennis. To the wing right side. DiVincenzo. He's guarded by AI.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
Yeah, they've dominated that category in this one. It's reflected in the score.
And that one's good. Durant.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
To the middle. Here's Bledsoe. That one off the back iron and out.
Well, he continues to have trouble with his shot. Well below 50% from the field in this period.
Towns. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Bledsoe with it. Coming off a solid outing against Phoenix.
You know I'm over.
Shot to stop the run. And no good. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves having no problems at all. Up 29 points heading into the next quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we'll be back with you shortly. You learn about Jimmy Butler, difficult journey to where he is now. But one thing always got him through.
Basketball. That's that. It always took my mind off everything. It always made me smile. I had no cares in the world when I was shooting.
Well, you hear that so often, don't you, Greg? Between those lines can be an escape from the outside world.
And in the end, Butler's obsession became his escape. Maybe why he remained so devoted to the game.
Rockets the pass to AI. To the inside. It's stolen by Maker. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, AI in their last time out against the Nuggets was tremendous. He ended up with 25 points and got there the usual way. An impressive barrage of three-pointers. Just a spectacular outing, and that's what we've come to expect from him. A true star in this league. And Kevin, I'm sure he'll be looking to do the same thing here tonight.
Okay, thanks, David. What do you think, guys? Will we see a repeat of his performance again in this one?
I wouldn't be surprised if he's even better tonight, Kevin. He has the ability to follow up a great game with an even greater one.
Well, we would certainly enjoy watching that, but I'm sure he's not going to compare this game to last. He's just trying to lock in and do his job.
Here's Towns. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, he spent 1 year in college at Kentucky, yet Karl Anthony Towns has made such a smooth transition to the NBA. His ascension, guys, has been really remarkable. How about Karl Anthony Towns, guys? At the age of 11, guess how tall he was? 6'3". So it was his goal to develop a complete skill set all the way back then. Boy, how about that? Ahead of the game in terms of the NBA.
Bledsoe kicks to Maker. Antetokounmpo passes to Bledsoe. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That one doesn't drop. Rockets with some nice D. And talk about the mindset nowadays. Kids like Towns growing up not content to just play in the paint.
That's exactly right, Kevin. His father would divide their workouts into 2 halves. The first was face-up, dribbling, perimeter shooting. The second half of that workout, the interior, footwork, mic-and drills, finishing over either shoulder. Boy, that's a pretty smart dad.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. Maker with a screen for Antetokounmpo. Here's Bledsoe, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Eric Bledsoe, Greg, one of the league's best slashers.
Yeah, he gets to the rim with regularity, and he finishes at a high rate, lives at the line. He is a nightmare in the open court.
Booker, he's checked in for Whiteside.
You know, when he started out in his career, he was a little bit inconsistent at the free throw line, but now Bledsoe, not a guy you want to put at the charity stripe.
Nice spin off the left rim and in. And that's 15 points for AI.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Bledsoe against Dragic. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Maker with a screen for Antetokounmpo. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. The list of contenders for the three-point contest is really interesting this year. Every one of these guys is capable of going lights out in a setting like that.
Yeah, the field is almost set, and I wouldn't want to have to make a prediction. These are all fantastic shooters. It's just a matter of who gets hot on that day.
You look at AI, and it's him all alone atop the voting. It's pretty much a done deal that he'll be showing off his long-range skills in the three-point contest.
Yep, and he's going to be scary to have to go up against if he's on that day. Nobody can shoot it like he can when he gets in a groove.
And the excitement for this year's three-point contest keeps growing as we get closer to All-Star Weekend. Some amazing shooters in line to take part.
It's hard to pick a winner out of that group of contenders, but safe to say it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Dragic against Bledsoe. Pass to Henson. There's a screen. Tipped away. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler. Mozgov, he's checked in for Milwaukee. 4 on the clock. Here's Antetokounmpo. No good again that time.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Here's AI. Down low. It's stolen by Maker. Antetokounmpo against Butler. And the whistle blows as the basket counts. And a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
And he is just so tough to guard. He can fake you one way and then use that beautiful spin to just blow by you.
For Milwaukee, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. Free throw, no good for Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Here's AI. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. The Timberwolves up.
Thanks very much. Well, look, let's look at that All-Star vote. It is official. You are a first-time NBA All-Star. What does that mean to you?
Something I'll never forget, or it's not going to be the last time?
For the fans to recognize what I've done and to make me an All-Star, I mean, it's absolutely incredible, something that I'll absolutely never forget. So I'm just going to go out there and represent. I could not be happier, DA. I could not be happier.
I'm sure everybody back home is happy for you. Congratulations. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Really an incredible game from AI.
Yeah, the kind of leadership he provides, the pinpoint passing, we saw it all there on display in that first half.
And Greg, you know this, having played the point guard position. He's been excellent at cutting apart the defense with both his passing and his playmaking thus far.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Whiteside is out there with Towns. Then it's AI. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Durant in at the 3 spot. You know, everyone on the floor needs some level of playmaking skill, Doris. Who are your picks for bigs who can really share the ball, quick passes among the big men?
Yeah, one of my favorite players in the NBA to watch is Nikola Jokic, because his vision, his desire to share the basketball, his ability to see not one action ahead, but sometimes 2 actions ahead, is really remarkable for a man of his size. You look at somebody like Draymond Green, who is absolutely critical to the success of the Golden State Warriors on the offensive end of the floor. He can take it off the window, he can dribble it in transition, and in full speed make decisions going second by second that are really, really impressive.
Thread passes, do such a great job with the ball. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Middleton against Butler. It's Durant on the wing. AI outside. There's 3-pointers off the mark. For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Middleton the pass to Bledsoe. Back to Middleton. To the paint. No good from Bledsoe.
You know, they're trying to battle back, but he's missing shots this period.
Yeah, me too, I'm missing shots.
AI outside. To the middle. Here's Towns. And Henson sends it back.
Boy, what a cold start to the second half for them. Just 1 for 4 from the field so far.
For 3, Middleton unable to get that one. And Minnesota now the other way. They're getting their first look of the season at the Bucks in this one.
And you have to love it when there's a matchup like this. 2 teams that are at the top of their respective conferences going at it.
And the fact that they split their 2 meetings last season. Does one try to get a leg up? Tough start to the second half. Just 1 bye. Wow.
Here's Bledsoe. Goes to the reverse layup and taps it in. Bledsoe's got 15 points.
A times he's most dangerous when he's attacking the basket. Hard for defenders to rotate over fast enough to cut Bledsoe off.
And Towns gets it to go.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Well, there's no doubt this guy's on a hot streak right now. That's why he keeps getting the ball in this one. They're like, hey, we're going to feed the hot hand.
Bledsoe with him. Looking on AI. And the shot goes in.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
They set the pick. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You look at the Timberwolves. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And, of course, the Lakers just way behind.
Well, right now for the Timberwolves, as talented a team as they are, has performed at a very high level this season. Everything's gone according to plan up to this point.
And their job now is a simple one. Keep doing exactly what they've been doing and get themselves in the best position possible for the postseason.
And tonight he sends it right off the glass.
Yeah, you don't get the ball.
And the wide open shot from Bledsoe. Bledsoe with another miss.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
He tore it up from downtown in the first half. Now hits this one. Dangerous shooter, guys.
Outside, out of the Kumbo. Henson, a screen on Whiteside. Pass to Middleton. All alone. That is good off the back rim. He has 6.
I'll tell you, you're not going to find a much more confident basketball player. He always believes the points are going to come.
Here's AI. A kick out to Towns. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Pass to Henson. They set the pick. Hits it down to Middleton. Now the pass to Antetokounmpo. Over AI. Antetokounmpo can't get that one to fall. Minnesota's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them.
Another one. Man, he's just gotten into a great rhythm out there.
You're just assuming at this point every shot he takes, it's going to go in. What a shooting performance.
Back to Bledsoe. And thrown by AI. Towns wide open. Good on the triple.
That was nice.
Towns has got 19 points.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
I think the one constant with Tom Thibodeau is you can always hear his voice the entire game. Doesn't matter if you're up 20 or down 20, you will hear Tom Thibodeau on the sideline.
5 on the clock.
He should have passed the ball. He just hold it.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. And Minnesota has possession. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip. A nice shot by AI. And hearing Coach Tom Thibodeau, some have described his voice as part growl, part bark.
He's very intense, Kevin, and I think the one thing you know about Tom Thibodeau, he likes to say, there is a price to pay. It's all about the work you put in.
More and more, we're hearing the term positionless basketball, Doris, but it's not an entirely new concept. I remember Jerry West, for example, talking about it a couple decades ago.
Well, I think Jerry West talking about it is about there are certain guys historically who could play in any era. Jerry West would be there. Rick Barry would be another one. So certainly this has been a topic discussed in the past. I think why it's so important in today's day and age, the NBA has become a switch-heavy league, and that's on the defensive end. And therefore, teams like Boston and others are building their roster around guys who are switchable and versatile. It's become an almost necessity in today's NBA.
Great perspective. Picked by Mozgov. Back to Maker. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And Durant, here we go.
Boy, there is an ease with which Kevin Durant plays the game. This guy knows I can score from anywhere right now.
Milwaukee has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. DiVincenzo. Milwaukee, no good that time either. It's been all Timberwolves. AI kicks to Durant. And there's another one for the Timberwolves.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Pass to Henson. Inside, Mozgov. No good, unable to end this run. Mozgov's gone 2 for 5 tonight. Durant, he's open. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Durant's got 24.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
DiVincenzo, he trains the quick shot.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Here's AI. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant. Durant's got 6 assists now in the game.
3-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
DiVincenzo. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
I got stuck behind the screen.
And that's how you answer back.
Well, you can tell that was a little give good, get good. Executed well on the offensive end, connects on the deep threat.
AI passes to Booker.
Why you got this big old dude on me? Do it.
Towns trying to get open. A nice shot by Booker.
If Trevor Booker's near the rim, you better put a body on him. He's too skilled and too big to be allowed to get comfortable.
Milwaukee's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the 3rd. DiVincenzo. He's guarded by AI. Now here's Ennis. G right on him.
Yeah, stop.
He can't get it to go. Towns with the defensive effort. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Didn't think that was going to go in. 33 points for AI.
I'll tell you, this guy will not stop pouring it on. It doesn't matter what approach they've tried to use against him. He has had an answer for everything.
DiVincenzo. And the rejection by Towns.
A terrific effort by Towns. Sticks with the play and sends it back.
Ooh, that
And
was
Durant
so nice.
gets it to go.
I ain't gonna lie,
Another
I clamped up a little bit. I should have had shot
been the
that.
story of this second half.
Boy, they have consistently been draining shots from deep, and that can take the heart out of an opponent.
And at the end of the 3rd quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Minnesota on top, opening up a huge gap. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Right back, man. Let's go score, stop, score here. Everyone talk defensively. Get stops and then let's go. Let's go. Make the game easy for each other. Make plays. Get your spacing.
And defense obviously so important to Coach Thibodeau.
I mean, he wants his team to get stops and leak out fast. Fundamental basketball.
And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down. As you think of all the highlight reel plays we get to see up close, we're so lucky. We feel the same way every time we sit courtside and watch one of these games. One of the most enjoyable parts about it, seeing the reactions of the guys on the bench.
They're just losing it, Kevin. They're falling down and they're bumping into each other, and then seeing the opposing bench trying to keep that poker face. They know they're not supposed to react, but sometimes the play is just so good you can't help it.
We get out of our seats, don't we? I mean, just like the players do. We get out of our seats.
Oh, no doubt. I'll stand up, wave my hands in the air. Are you kidding?
Bledsoe kicks to Maker. Mozgov sets a screen for Antetokounmpo. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
He's made obvious improvements since the half, really getting into an offensive groove.
AI left side. Lays it up off the glass.
I'll take that.
AI's got 35.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Maker with a screen for Bledsoe. For today's defensive schemes, Doris, which are more valuable in your opinion? Great on-ball defenders or great help defenders?
Well, I think you need both, obviously. I think anytime you can pressure the ball to a high level, I think that's very disruptive at the point of attack. But I also think in an era of incredible motion offense, you think of players and teams like the Golden State Warriors, the San Antonio Spurs, there's great ball movement, player movement, and you've got to be able to be aware at least 2 passes away. So you need both quality types of defenders, to me, to have a high-level defense, Kev.
I agree. It begins with an on-ball defender and usually evolves into a help defender. It means you can't do one without the other.
Agreed.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Von Maker. And it's Brown in for Chris Middleton.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
Antetokounmpo passes to Bledsoe. The screen from Brown. Bledsoe kicks to Mozgov. Wants to get it to Antetokounmpo and does. Here's Ilyasova, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got assist number 8 now on the night. Outside, Jones. Here's the screen. Timberwolves passing it around. Harris against Antetokounmpo. Shot clock at 6.
Oh, man.
Here's Patton. Mozgov grabs the board.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you can see the frustration on his face.
Here's Antetokounmpo. It balls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
I think everyone expecting Bledsoe to perhaps force the issue, but he keeps his poise and finds the open man.
Here's AI. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Bledsoe kicks to Ilyasova. Doris, for both charting game action and improving player health, the players now are being tracked by the player tracking devices or chips in their jersey during a game.
I love it, Kevin, because what it enables teams to do is measure the impact and the toll it can take on a player. For example, we now know that player X ran 5 miles on this particular night in this game action environment. And what that affords you is, okay, if you have a back-to-back situation, then you're going to be more careful with that player's minutes the next night. Or if it's an off day, Kevin, you can just say to that player, listen, unless we're doing a walkthrough, you're not involved. I want you off your feet and recovering. Anything that helps the competitive environment that these players are playing in, I'm all for it, Kev.
That was an excellent example. I like that. Bledsoe passes to Henson. And it's Mozgov at the elbow. To the paint. Here's Bledsoe. Nice D from AI.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. First one falls for him. Ilyasova is checked in for Mozgov. And so he hits both. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Ennis, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
Your heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Here's AI, and AI throws it down.
It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
And obviously makes him very difficult to defend because he can fly right over you.
Hits that one from Ennis.
Works that one inside.
He was small anyway, so I ain't
1:43 left in the 4th. Now, here's AI. He's guarded closer. That shot misses. Now the Bucks take it the other way.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Timberwolves.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And on the year, looking at their record, this team will make it 49 wins.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for AI.
Boy, I love the priority he placed on his passing tonight. It inspired great player movement, great ball movement. It seemed to me they knew they were going to get an easy bucket on every possession.
Bledsoe with AI picks him up. Ilyasova a screen. Just 5 on the clock. They grab their own miss. Hits. Caught that one from Ennis.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with the soft touch to match.
Here's AI. Cracks in the tray. AI's got 45 points.
And on the road, silencing the crowd. What a dominant performance.
Well, they took control of this game from the outset, a commanding all-around performance and an important road win.
From deep.
But how about the reach and the length of Trevor Booker contesting shots? That is really nice defense.
So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
I don't be doing too much.
Here's the guy I'm looking for, AI.
Yo, what's up, man?
I got you lined up for an interview, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Perfect, good luck.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Shaquille O'Neal to my right, Kenny the Jet Smith on my left, right here in the middle, I'm Ernie Johnson. And a chance now to head down to the locker room for our post-game interview.
This is Shaq. Another double-double for you tonight. Made it look easy, buddy. How are you able to control things on the offensive end with this level of consistency?
Well, a lot of what makes me look good is the system that we play in. You know, I don't really have to overthink possessions. I know my guys are going to be screen and cutting. Now, as long as we make the same reads, all I got to do is deliver the pass on time, and they take care of the rest. It's a really easy team to play on.
You keep playing like that, buddy, you're going to win many championships. Good luck to you, son.
That's the plan.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaq, For Kenny, for Kevin Harlan, for the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Thanks, man. See ya.
Ah, 20.8%. So we're going to the New York Knicks.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Our featured matchup tonight out in New York, where the Knicks will be going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves have been staying very focused in this last stretch. They've been on a tremendous run, and we're deep enough into the season now to know that it's no mirage. These guys definitely for real. So we're right around halfway through the season. Jack, a lot of trade discussions happening. What are your keys to making a great deal?
Well, it depends on your goal. You want to win now? You want to win later? A combination of both? Does your analysis ever make changes out of emotion?
Well, acquiring players that fit your system, you have to have a system first. That's the key. And if your trade looks too good to be true, it probably is.
I meant to say, do your analysis, never make changes out of emotion.
Okay.
See, I was emotional when I was talking about it.
Well, I heard you.
I
I understood it. I understood
All right.
it.
You did?
Not really, but.
Me either. And now with the tip-off, coming up shortly, it's time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
I appreciate that, Zay. Thank you. I just be playing the game. I just play.
Good luck tonight, man.
Your seats available for the King games. Please see the ticket.
Live from New York at the
I
home of the
appreciate
Knicks.
everybody that
It's the
tuned in.
NBA.
Thank you.
This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg
Hope
and
you
Greg
enjoy my
Anthony.
gameplay.
DA will join us tonight on the sideline. For the Knicks, they continue their stretch of home games. These are the games that challenge you. Guys, they will have the work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win.
And right now for the Knicks, seeing them where they are now, it's easy to forget just how awful they were a season ago. This is a team that's made major strides to lift themselves into the middle of the pack.
Boy, I tell you what, it's been a grit and grind effort for them. They know how to win, and that's not something you could say about them last year.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. AI is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's Durant. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Whiteside in at the 5 spot. And at this point of the season, Clark, we can see which teams have the better depth, the better bench. If you would talk about the importance of having a strong bench over the long haul.
For contending teams, I think it's a difference maker because it allows you to work through the length of the season in a more measured way, which gives your key players rest. You spread out the minutes over more players, so that tends to lend itself to freshness as you get ready for the playoffs. I don't know if you can overstate the value of a quality bench when you're a team that's expected to make a deep run in the playoffs.
Now AI following the Porzingis miss from deep. Outside Towns. They set the screen. 5 to shoot. Here's Butler. Second shot opportunity. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
Free throw, good, Whiteside. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
To the inside. Porzingis passes to Bogdanovich. There's a screen by Cannon. Reed. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again.
That's the third straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Porzingis against Towns. Durant kicks to AI. At the elbow, it's Whiteside. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots. And it falls over the rim and in.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Here's Green. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Outside, Porzingis. Shoots over Towns. Nice shot by Porzingis.
That has to be a relief. First bucket was a long time coming.
And they knew they'd bury one eventually. I mean, just a matter of time. Let's see if they can build on that.
AI dishes to Towns for Porzingis. No good at the back of the rim. Knicks trail by 7. Shot from 16. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling. Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, Kevin, a ton of tension in that one. The fans were kind of on the edge of their seat right up until the end. And I tell you what, those are the kinds of games you love to be a part of, but man, do you hate to lose.
Here's a look at the power rankings. Now that we've gotten into February, plenty of data to considering to go on. You look at the Rockets. They couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
And when I look at the Timberwolves, they've blown away the so-called experts' opinion. People who didn't realize how high their ceiling really was.
And you think about the game of Karl Anthony Towns, the versatility just leaps out at you.
Well, he's a man of his times, Kevin, when you talk about his game. I mean, that's where the game is now. And that's always been his ambition, to be as complete a player as possible. And at his size, he shoots it deep, he can post you up. And as he gets better as a passer, he's going to be harder to guard.
And the Knicks with possession here. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Screened by Porzingis. Passes to Reed. And he hits the jump shot.
And how's that sport move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
Minnesota leading by 10. AI outside. Down low. Here's Towns. And two free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Yeah, we started off bad this quarter.
Despite his youth, I love the attitude Towns has because it's infectious, and he seems to have the attributes of a genuine leader.
And Towns drops them both. Knicks have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Green against Butler. Green, the pass to Porzingis. There's a screen by Cantor. The Knicks rebound.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. I did talk to New York's head coach. This is their second meeting with this team. The first one didn't go as well as they'd like, so this time around, they're going to try to close the lane off, push drivers and slashers as far away from the basket as possible. See how that goes, Kevin.
Thank you, David.
Don't beat your meat, what?
And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's going wrong with him this quarter. He's really falling off.
Go, do it.
Here's Durant. This one on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And boy, are they attacking the paint.
They sure are, looking to get their buckets up close and personal.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the open man and getting some easy baskets.
Yeah, but this
something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
And yes, it's good. AI's got
this
5
quarter been a bad quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Here's Johnson. Ntilikina gets the bucket.
Man, good to see Ntilikina square up from deep. Has the size and touch needed to knock home these threes.
AI with it. Outside Durant. Fires for 3. Sinks the triple. He's got 10.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. This time they came together was in Minnesota, where they felled the Wolves.
Yeah, we saw no matter what they tried offensively, the opponent just had the answer.
Yeah, they sure did. Seemed like they had them completely figured out. Hammered them with their aggressive defense throughout the game.
Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You look at the Timberwolves. What a run they've had this year. In first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding. And, of course, there's Los Angeles just way behind.
And I think for Minnesota, as talented a team as they are, has performed at a very high level this season. Everything's gone according to plan up to this point.
And they're not a team that other teams look forward to facing. They're only going to get scarier the deeper into the season we get.
And it's the Knicks with the ball. After the missed three from AI, Dotson gets the bucket. Minnesota leading by 15. And a wide open look for AI. Offensive rebound. Good. Whiteside's got his third basket of the night right there.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
And those putback baskets contributing to their lead, Greg.
Here's Ntilikina. And Monroe kicks to Ntilikina. Shoots over Dragic. Ntilikina can't hit. Minnesota's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Yeah, and you know what, Greg? You like their effort level here in the early going. I mean, they're really making things happen for themselves.
And that one, good. Monroe's got his first points of the night.
Yeah, I like the feel Ntilikina showed there. I mean, nice sense of where he was and what was available.
Here's AI. Robinson with the block. And he's able to get it back. Whiteside, the pass to AI. The Timberwolves working the ball around them. No good from Dragic. Knicks trail by 17. 1:04 left here in the first quarter. There's a screen by Robinson. Clock at 6. Back to Monroe. Doesn't go for him. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Here's AI. Hits it from three-point range. AI's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Minnesota.
You know, it's going to be tough to win when you give the other team second and third opportunities to score the ball.
At some point, guys, it comes down to pride. Start banging on your chest and get after it from your heart. I mean, you've got to at least offer some resistance. You can't just let guys do what they want in there.
Here's Monroe, and it's slammed in by Monroe.
And, you know, when you got the size of Greg Monroe, you're always looking to throw it down. I mean, not many guys are going to want to contest him at the rim.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Dotson kicks to Monroe. Lets the three fly. That shot off. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We've got more in store for you right after this. With the All-Star teams being finalized, we talked to AI about his first trip to the All-Star game weekend.
I'd be lying if I told you that it wasn't a big deal. You can't really focus on getting picked for the team because as soon as you do, your game starts to dip. So when I heard that I made the roster, it felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. Obviously, it's a huge honor, and I'm looking forward to putting on a show for the fans.
There's going to be a lot of debate about who should and who shouldn't be on the All-Star rosters, but hard to argue with AI's inclusion.
You know, there's debate every year, Kevin, but there should be no conversation when it comes to AI. The things he's done for this team and how involved he is on both ends of the floor are undeniable.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And quite a position here for the Timberwolves to be in. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Yeah, exactly. Right from the start, Greg, they were looking to get out and run, sprinting to their opportunities.
Robinson is out there with Knox. Then there's Monroe. And it's Dotson in at the 2. That's the 5 for New York right now. And that one's good. AI
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Well, AI in their last time out against the Bucks was tremendous. He finished with 45 points and seemed to be playing in slow motion with a huge number of assists. The stat line was filled, and the whole league is talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. I mean, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Greg, something really stoked his fire. Man, there was no holding him back. And when the player's that locked in, you just got to sit back and enjoy the ride.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Certain guys just make it look effortless. And Clark, I'm sure you would have a nice list of some of the smoother operators, smoothest scorers in the league now.
Yeah, there's only one guy at the top of it for me. I mean, I love a lot of guys, and there are a number of guys that put up big numbers. But when you talk about uniqueness, size, agility, touch, range, KD is where it stops. Yeah. I mean, there's just been nobody quite like him. George Gervin comes to mind because of a similar build, but the Iceman was 6'7", maybe 6'8". KD is pushing 7 feet tall and just a tad more athletic. I mean, I just don't know if we've got a more lethal, smoother scorer than him.
Now, here's AI. He's got 15. Wagner passes to AI. Drains it from beyond the arc. AI's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of blanks there. Can't hit a thing. Has to be deflated.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. .114 left in the first half of the game. Kept alive, and it's slammed in by Whiteside.
And Hassan Whiteside in this deep, forget about it, Kevin. I mean, he's great at getting inside and finishing with force.
Here's Monroe. Lays it up off the glass. Monroe's got 6.
And they repeatedly broke inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Pass to Wagner. Out to AI. Pass to Wagner. Back to AI. Shot clock at 5. The baseline J. That one wide left.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Outside Durant. Back to AI. Jacks up a 3. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Durant's got 3 assists now in this one.
And what a huge performance for him. I mean, he drained 3 3-pointers in that first quarter, and he's got 2 more here in the second.
Boy, nice control of the floater there by Neely Keena. When the D gives him space to shoot it, he makes him pay.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Karl Anthony Towns. An impressive first half and a nice start for you guys. How did that happen?
I mean, yeah, we had some great days of practice. You know, this is what happens when you got some days off.
Got the spring in your step again. Thanks, Karl Anthony. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. We begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but you know, anything can happen. Really an incredible game from AI.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Yeah, a real game changer in that regard, too. I mean, his activity was great. Excelled at finding ways to come up with those steals.
Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Whiteside. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then it's AI. And it's Durant in at the small forward. Now, here's AI. The 3. Good, and his assist goes to Towns. AI's got 24 points.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 minutes.
They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Butler kicks to Durant. AI outside. Towns the screen. AI passes to Towns. Fires from deep. The Timberwolves get it back in a new 24. Towns the screen. Goes back up. And it's going to be 2 free throws. True contact on the shot. Clark, you once worked for the Indiana Pacers, vice president, player relations, and really had your fingerprints on a lot of part of that organization. Could you see yourself going back to an NBA front office role?
I don't anticipate that. I love what I do as a broadcaster. I really feel as though I'm right where God wants me to be. Currently had a wonderful tenure with the Pacers, 32 years between playing, broadcasting both radio and television, and 4 years in the VP of player relations role. Phenomenal relationships with a number of people. But no, I think that chapter for me is in the rearview mirror.
I speak for everyone playing the game, watching the game. We're glad you're in broadcasting, I'll tell you that.
Thank you, partner.
Now here's Porzingis. 7 points in the game. There's a screen by Cantor. Bogdanovich passes to Reed. Shot off the screen. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got his 5th rebound in this one.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Now here's Durant. He's got 15. Over Bogdanovich. Misses off the right iron. The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Outside, Green. Some nice passing by New York here. Out of bounds, Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it. A chance now to check out how the All-Star voting is shaping up. You look at AI.
And I can't say that anyone is surprised. Always one of the players that everyone loves to watch.
And we'll keep you posted as the voting continues. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
Yeah, they tripping. Last game I had 18 assists.
And now let's take a look at the most efficient scoring teams in the NBA. The Timberwolves, number 1. Number 5, the Knicks.
And here we've got 2 teams shooting the ball so well on the season, and neither one hesitates to pull the trigger. This is a great matchup.
Porzingis passes to Reed. Here's the step back, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. 6 points for him. To the paint, poked away, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
If y'all don't want to shoot, I'm going to just shoot and make all the damn.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. AI passes to Durant. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
Now here's Porzingis. 7 points in the game by himself. And Towns throws it down.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Read the pass to Porzingis. Right at the free throw line. And stolen by Whiteside. And here we go. Fast break. Towns has got it. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
For Minnesota, they have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9. Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Minnesota also with the sub. Booker's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
With social media providing instantaneous news, Clark, players have to really watch what they say now. I mean, before they hit the send button.
Yeah, you got to pause before you peck, and you got to pause before you post. That's one of the things I would tell.
Well said. Well said.
That's what I would tell guys when I was talking about this landscape that they're in. Heavily scrutinized, and to the NBA players' credit, they've done a great job with social media. They're very visible. They're very accessible. They're well connected to the community through their platforms. But you do have to exercise some caution in how you go about your social media profile.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Now, here's AI. T right on him. The pass to Butler. There's the pick. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
Like how Butler uses the screen to his advantage, makes it work for him, creating the space he needs to get the shot he wants.
Now here's Porzingis. He has 7. He dishes it to Bogdanovich. Monroe sets a screen for Bogdanovich. 5 on the clock. From deep. Minnesota with the rebound. Towns has got 6 rebounds here tonight. AI outside. Durant dishes to AI. Count it. Good. AI's got 26 points.
And Durant just great at picking apart the defense. When they leave one of his guys open, he is quick to get the ball to.
Kicks it to Monroe. Left side, Porzingis. To the middle. Here's Reed. No good. Shot missing. Timberwolves go the other way with it. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And typically on the road, it's harder to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Yeah, and from the start, Greg, you could tell they were ready to go. Loved how fearless they were, confident, aggressive, attack mode. They don't care where the games are played. They're ready to get it done.
Now here's Monroe. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go. Towns with the steal. 3 on 3 for 3, and it's Durant, that time on the assist by AI. 21 points for Kevin Durant. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Timberwolves.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
And the first one at the line is good. So both teams making some changes here. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Timberwolves have gone a solid 6.
You know, guys, you've got to give much respect to the length of Whiteside. I mean, he's a hulking 7-footer who takes a lot of pride in being the defensive anchor for this team.
And so it's Minnesota up by 33 points as the buzzer sounds. A huge lead for them. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We've got more in store for you right after this.
Don't miss the action. Your favorite NBA superstars are here to compete in a showcase of the league's top talent. It's the NBA All-Star Game.
And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Minnesota shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. You've got Ntilikina. Knox out there with Robinson. And it's Dotson in at the shooting guard position. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Here's Dotson after the basket by Minnesota. Ntilikina kicks to Boy. There's a screen. Passes it to Ntilikina. New York moving it around. That one good for two.
Good job putting the pass in front of him, throwing it where he's supposed to be, not where he is, paving the way right to the bucket.
Robinson's gone 2 of 3 from the field. Harris a screen. Here's Patton, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like, Greg, for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose.
Now that is some real industrial size strength right there.
Here's Ntilikina. From about 16, count the basket.
Boy, it's good to see Ntilikina get going, especially from the mid-range area.
AI passes the back, and he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and power. Boy, strange that he bricked that one. I mean, no clue where the defense was, and I'll tell you what, they got very lucky.
Back to AI. Lets it go from deep. Whiteside kicks to AI. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Robinson with the block, and he gets it back. Patton the pass to AI. And AI throws it down.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff.
Yeah, right. I don't know how much weight that carries, Kevin.
Pass to Dotson. There's a good screen. Here's Knox. There's a screen by Robinson. Pass to Knox. Shoots from 12. That one a little long. The Timberwolves have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth, though. Pretty nice efficiency there.
And sometimes, you know, you don't capitalize off a good shot or a good look. Still, you got to keep letting those good looks fly.
Now, here is Robinson. Here's Dotson. And And there's the pass to Nilikina. Offline with his three. The Timberwolves shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%.
Once again, he's able to knock down the long-range jumper. He's on automatic. Just a brilliant game.
He kicks it to Robinson. To end the drought. And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
And it goes down 2 points.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Now, here is Robinson. Here's Knox. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I'm sure he's frustrated, Greg, because nothing is falling right now. But he's going to keep chipping away at it, and that's the attitude. Stay with it.
And so here is New York following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Here's Nilikina. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
He's lost it in this quarter, no doubt about it. Nothing seems to be going for him.
And AI gets it to go.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Traps in the tray.
This guy will really make you pay if you leave him enough room outside.
Minnesota's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Pass to Pat. AI left side. You look at player contracts today, Clark, a little different from the one after you signed your rookie year. What, 4 years and $1 million? Do I have that right?
Yeah, you got the numbers right, Kevin. You know, I look at that as all relative. How about the guys who played way before me?
Right.
And they were traveling on trains to games and were working jobs during the summer. I mean, it's all a function of the revenue generation of the league, which has grown exponentially. Since I played, we were part of the group that actually saw the first salary cap instituted in the early 80s. So growth is part of what we see now in player salaries, and I'm all for the guys to get what they deserve from that standpoint. I tell you, he's beating up the defense in this quarter, going right at him and scoring in a variety of ways.
Nilikina kicks to Robinson. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Dotson. There's a screen by Robinson. Off the pick. Dotson can't hit.
When he's got that kind of position, he's got to score it. Got to score the ball from there.
He had a nice open look right there. AI's got 38 points.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
Nilikina gets the bucket.
Right now, the defense needs to do a better job of closing out on this guy. So he's heating up from outside.
They set the pick. Booker, right side. Pass to Bates-Diop. Tipped away. Out to the right wing. Back to AI. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here's Nilikina. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Here's AI. Bangs home the trifecta. AI's got 41.
And piling on to that big lead, we know he has the range late on the defensive reaction.
Yeah, and you really can't afford those kinds of lapses. I mean, not when facing a hole or a deficit like this.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at him. Show him you can shoot from outside all night long.
Pass to Bates-Diop. Out to AI. Teams of the past would often pound the offensive glass, Clark. I think of the '84 Celtics, but now teams are running only one, maybe two guys to the offensive boards.
I think a big part of it is transition defense is so important. that teams now don't send as many people to the offensive glass. But the flip side of that is if you get offensive rebounds, you get opportunities to score and you can thwart transition chances. So I tilt towards trying to get to the offensive glass as long as you've got a couple of guys that are really good at it.
Hobson can't hit. Minnesota's gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the fourth.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watches. Just a total
that was beautiful.
And a true show of strength for the Timberwolves.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that in men. They just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
In what's been a good season already, tonight's win will take their record to 50 wins, a big milestone here tonight.
A 2-game season series. They win them both. They complete the sweep.
And Greg, that's a nice feeling to get the sweep. Even though it is a small number, still nice to get that sweep.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for AI.
I thought his active hands were a big help. I mean, he took some
shots.
chances on defense, and his gambles paid off. He got a bunch of steals.
Free throw, good, Booker.
Boy, I love Trevor Booker's game now. Physical, dependable, consistent. Man continues to evolve his game.
And New York making a change here. Knox is checked in. Tyus Jones, he's checked in for Minnesota. And he makes both free throws. And so it's New York with it. Ntilikina kicks to Robinson. There's a screen by Robinson. Ntilikina can't hit. Here's AI. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ntilikina passes to Knox. Here's Ntilikina, defended by Jones. And the pass to Knox. It's Robinson, high post. Passes it to Dotson. So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Alden, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.
AI, good timing. Shaq and Kenny have a few questions for you back in the studio.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Right through here.
Yes.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And we welcome you back. I'm Ernie Johnson. We got Shaq here. We got Kenny here. With this one in the books, we've got a special post-game guest joining us.
Hey, it's Shaq here. I'm calling you Mr. Assertive tonight. Love the way you asserted yourself on the glass. How big a focus is rebounding for you in this team?
Yeah, rebounding is something we try to make a priority. It doesn't matter how good you played on V if you can't secure the ball when it comes off the rim. All 5 guys have to put in the effort, and, you know, we did that tonight. I was just lucky to have some bounce in my way, and I hope that the fans appreciate that effort.
And that's going to do it for tonight. For Kenny, for Shaq, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he is. This is Ernie Johnson saying good night. We'll see you again soon.
Here you go.
Three games away from the Rising Stars. We have a 3-point contest, an all-star game. I appreciate everybody that, joined the stream. I'm very thankful. I hope you enjoyed my gameplay. I'm out. I am Crazy Shake.